Hey guys, how's it going? It's Sundeep back with another review. And I've just watched Coraline. I wanted to give my thoughts on how it was and also compare it to the book. For anyone that hasn't watched Coraline or read the novel, here's a quick summary of the plot. So the main character is Coraline, and her and her family move into a really old big house, which is divided into different apartments, and Coraline and her family obviously take up one of the apartments, right? And since there are no other kids in the building and Coraline hasn't started school, she has no one to play with and she is bored for her summer. Coraline's father suggests to explore the house. She does just that. As Coraline explores the house, she comes across a door that's locked. So Coraline asks her mom to open it for her. To Coraline's disappointment, the door opens to a wall that's bricked, but it doesn't end there. Through magical events and circumstances, Coraline opens the door again, and instead of being a brick wall, it leads to the other world, where her other mother and other father live. As the story progresses, Coraline realizes they're really creepy. After watching the movie and reading the novel, I believe the movie told a better story. For me, the three things that really affected my decision was the story was a bit better, and the way they used the characters and like how they added another character to the story. It made the plot a lot better. The use of codes and conventions and also the plot like had a major influence on my decision. Characters affected my decision for the better story. So in the book, Coraline's character boards me, and I understand that she was trying to be like a generic child, but she could still have some personality. I think my problem with this character was her emotions. They were always downplay. For example, Coraline was a little annoyed, a little frightened, but showed some relief. But the reader gets a feeling that she was the protagonist. She was never engaged. She's also shown to go about her day, going to bed, waking up, still wondering where her parents are after, and then for the next day she goes to the grocery store to shop, and she acts like nothing ever happens. But obviously, as the story progresses, she realizes that she has to save her parents. But she showed like weak emotions towards her parents, which affected my decision. Another character that showed some lack of character growth was Coraline's parents. In the novel, Coraline's parents weren't really seen as much, and when they were shown as uncaring and nurturing parents. But in the movie, you saw Coraline's parents as caring and giving. And for example, one of the scenes in the movie was the mother making it up to Coraline for not playing with her. Coraline's mother decides to bring her to her favorite restaurant. The use of codes and conventions was good in both films and the novel, but the movie had the better edge. The amount of time and effort to make a stop animation film is insane. For Coraline, I'm assuming it'd take around 3 years, and when I was searching it, they said it approximately took like around 2 to 3 years, which is insane. And the first example would be suspense. The movie showed really good suspense. An example of suspense in the movie Coraline would be whenever Coraline would open a door, she would open it very slowly, so it would add that effect of uncertainty. And the person watching the movie knows that Coraline's other mother is evil, but Coraline finds out as the story progressed. That's another example. In the novel, the suspense wasn't as strong as the movie, so there's that other choice of the reasons why I think the movie was better. In the movie, they used a variety of camera angles to pop out a scene. This is an example of an eye level. This is an example of point of view and first person. This image here is an example of bird's point of view, and it's the high angle. This image is an example of a low angle shot. It makes you feel small and trapped. All of these images add an important effect of adding shape, meaning, and adding different aspects of film setting. Just by taking a look at the first few pages of a graphic novel, you could see they incorporate film techniques, but they focus more on framing of the images. This image is an example of a close-up from the parent's point of view. This image is an example of over-the-shoulder shot. It is used throughout the graphic novel to show an issue a protagonist must be facing. This image is an example of a high-angle shot. It makes you feel small and trapped. The graphic novel incorporates a lot of shadows and uses dark colors to show a scary scene or something that's going to happen next. Performance was another factor that really changed my mind on the better story. So the last reason being for this was the production of the film was done really well. The process of creating just the film and an animation stop film takes a really long time. It's excruciating for the directors. I'm assuming it's painful because yeah, you would have to move each object and turn it like. And I was reading that it takes you would finish at least 7 seconds worth of film each day. So just considering that it just really changes my perspective of what's shown as a better story. But like overall, when you compare it to the novel, like the movie was a lot better because the characters were really dull. The colors of the characters were pale and they weren't really exciting for the person that was reading it, and the characters didn't show any emotions, or yeah, they were just really boring. So my last point being for the film having a better story was because of the plot. So some of the main events did change, but it was for the better outcome of the movie. A new character was added to the plot, YB, who is the grandson of the owner of the home. He had a great impact of the film. I won't give any spoilers, but I'll just say that he really changed the story. In the novel, Coraline also relied on herself, so she didn't have any help from anyone. That's like one of like the big differences, I would say. In the graphic novel, when Coraline visits the other world and she meets her other mother, she describes her mother's fingers to look weird because they're very long and they had red polishes on. And she also says that her teeth are too long. But the more she's in the other world, the more she realized that the other mother is ugly and strange. I don't think Coraline is sold on living forever in the other world because that's what the other mother offered to her. But she said she it was like having she only goes there to have fun, but now she like is faced through challenges to uh getting her parents back. In the movie, it was completely different. The other mother was had a different appearance, so she was more human looking, which really sold Coraline, and the other father really talked to her, so it convinced Coraline to almost stay and just stay there forever. But as Coraline stayed there longer, it was she realized that the other mother wasn't who she was, so she was a witch. But the only reason that Coraline decided not to stay was because the cat, like a cat that spoke in the other world only, told her that it was a bad idea of staying there because she will steal your soul, and that's how the story is. Like the movie obviously had a better plot, in my opinion, but the book was okay, I guess. In conclusion, the movie showed a better story and had better things to offer than the book. The three main reasons are the better characters. The characters showed emotion. They had colors. The colors were exciting. It wanted the person to watch. The colors weren't dull. And another reason is the way the movie used the codes and conventions was really amazing. I think it was really well done. 10 out of 10. The plot was a lot better than the novel. And I'm not just saying it because I hate reading it. I'm honestly. So I believe the movie told a better story than the novel for those reasons. Now I'm going to give it to my buddy to end it off.
Thanks for watching, guys. Catch you next week for the new video.